Hey guys, what's going on? I want to preface this with saying that this battle is 12 billion damage. 12 billion damage is no hundreds of billions of damage, nor is it trillions of damage, which event unit like a twins with a what's it called, with a Fortuna, or a twins with a Zeus is gonna do. So as good as I can make this look, it's not good. I want to preface this first with saying that the reason why I haven't said, hey everybody, go invest into this, is because it's not good. It's okay, it's fine, and it plays really fun, but it's not great. If you're not doing 100 billion damage, you're not doing anything. And that's what event units will get you. I did a pretty good battle somewhere. There we go. No, I guess that's that's not it either. I mean, that's co-op floor 14, endless co-op. I did 390 billion damage. I did a trillion damage with a Treant. So maybe that's not the best example. Maybe, do I have a better example here? I trust I have a better example where I did 100 billion damage. Is this it? Yeah, this one. I did 250 billion damage here with a Treant. So as I show you this, just understand that even though it looks good, it's 12 billion damage. I have not abandoned my my quest to do character spotlight videos, and Blade Dancer feels like the obvious one to redo. But the thing about Blade Dancer is that, one, it's not good. But two, there's so many variations to do with Blade Dancer. Even if you omit Floral Frenzy, there's so many things that you can do with a Blooming Dash Blade Dancer deck. You can use Flicker, you can use Gunslinger, obviously. Do not use Portal Keeper. You can use Night Statue, you can use Kobold, you can use Enchant Sword. You can use Scrapper. In this case, you can use Dryad. There are so many different variations that I haven't really invested time into figuring out what is the best, because, again, Blade Dancer is not good. Until they maybe give Blade Dancer reincarnations, Blade Dancer just doesn't scale well. Blooming Dash is better than Floral Frenzy because all of your Blade Dancers are getting all of the stacks that you're gaining. But it's also based around time, and any mechanic where you gaining damage is based on time, because you have to wait for each Blade Dancer to go off cooldown. Anything like that is going to be bad. It's just going to be bad. If you look at all the ways that other things gain stacks in order to gain damage, you'll notice that it's all the good ones are not based on time, and Blade Dancer is based on time. With all that being said, I do think that this is really fun. I was running this in shard hunting. I was forced to play a shard hunting match in order to get Hero Tavern points for a quest, and I wasn't gonna play it because I didn't have to. It was just play. You don't have to win. It was just play a shard hunting match. But this guy was running Tesla. It's a Reincarnation 1 with an actual Reincarnation 1 Tesla. He's running a Night Statue, a non-maxed out Gunslinger, and then a Reincarnation Scrapper with a mermaid. It's not the best. But it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty solid deck. And if I were to say anything positive about Blade Dancer and Flicker, it would be this. I do like this as a deck. Enchant Sword is obviously not the best. You should maybe theoretically run Kobold. I do think that if you are going to run Flicker, I think this is the best version of a Flicker deck. Flicker just does so much for this deck. It has no cooldown, so you can move all of your Blade Dancers at the same time. There's no reason why any of your Blade Dancers should be off cooldown. Whereas with Gunslinger, you could get fall behind and then have to catch up. I do think that a Kobold would work better than an Enchant Sword, but obviously since this is Shard Hunting, this is also a very good Shard Hunting deck because it's using all of the things that you would probably put in other decks. I don't think you would normally go to Dryad, and so the thing about Shard Hunting is that you run a Scrapper deck, you run a Merge deck, like a Robot, and then you can run a Dryad deck like this because Flicker allows you to... The problem with running Dryad in a Blooming Dash deck is that you can't get up to higher levels, and with Flicker, because of all the changes that they made to the mechanic, Flicker is also giving you upgrades every so often whenever you feed it. And because you're not running Scrapper, I think it's weird when people run Scrapper and Flicker because then you have to choose whether or not you want to eat something with a Scrapper or get upgrades and upgrade your Flicker so that you can gain more damage and upgrade things as well. So with this, it's just like hard focusing everything. Right here, with just these Blade Dancers on the field, you could theoretically just keep eating things and upgrade all of your Blade Dancers. The Scrapper animation, or the Flicker animation, is actually so slow that theoretically you could double swap. So if like a level 7 is going to get upgraded, you can switch the Flicker into that spot and then switch something else into that spot that needs to get upgraded, and then you can upgrade your field like that. But I think that I think I was running like 3 Trappers. I think 2 Trappers is fine. 2 Trappers and a single like blue Enchant Sword on the field, and you're pretty much set. And that's all. This is not even a max Flicker. This is not a Flicker item, obviously. So Flicker does get better than what I'm showcasing in this game. I think that if you just hard focus that you have 8 Blade Dancers on the field and you never, you just keep eating your other Blade Dancers that you get over the course of the game to your Flicker, and then you gain charges that way. I think that it's good. You will find me leaving Enchant Swords on the field, and that's just to get my stacks up quicker. If you just rely on the blue Enchant Sword splashing your field every boss, that would take forever. Even if in a perfect world, all 5 hit 5 different Blade Dancers, you'd still have 3 extra Blade Dancers. And in that perfect world, even if all 5 hit Blade Dancers, the same Blade Dancers, it would take you 10 bosses in order to get those 5, not even, getting the other 3, but it would take you 10 bosses to get to max stacks, to get to max blue stacks. And so you do need to summon in other Enchant Swords and merge out blue Enchant Swords in order to get it quicker. And so that's what you'll see me do as well. But that's the reason for that. You can't just like sit and assume that your one Enchant Sword is going to do all of the work for you, because it simply won't. You won't get that far. You're at wave 10, and theoretically 5 of your Blade Dancers would be at max and 3 would be at nothing. And so then you'd need to wait 10 more rounds in order for the other ones to get it, and that would just be insane. And so yeah, you do have to merge out Enchant Swords and summon in Enchant Swords. But yeah, I think that's... I don't think that... Again, I don't think this deck is good. But I think that it's as pushed. It's a good option for Shard Hunting. It's a good third option for Shard Hunting. If you have a Scrapper-based deck, which everybody does because every deck is a Scrapper-based deck. If you have a Merge deck being either Toxic or Robot deck. And then I think that if you are, free to play-ish, this is a good option as a third deck with all of the random cards that you're not using. Because you're not using a Night Statue, and you're not using a Scrapper, and you're not using a Gunslinger, and it still functions really well. But yeah, I'll just let you watch the rest of it, and I'll catch you guys next video. I'm pretty sure I didn't realize that I had max sword stacks. So right there, I merged out 2 enchant swords, and it would have been better to eat both enchant swords with the flicker to get more levels. Something to think about. There's so many things happening in a game at any one given moment, and there's just always different things that you're focusing on. And I probably should have focused on the idea that I already have max sword stacks with all my blade dancers, because now every enchant sword should be free food for the flicker in order to get more level ups. It's also not as important, but if you do start leveling up all of your blade dancers, because that's obviously the first thing that you see. There's another one that could have been 2 flicker stacks, at which point you're closer to a flicker merge up, and I just chose to merge it together to get nothing out of it and then eat 1 stack. But you should also upgrade your trappers as well. It's not as important, but it's something. Or upgrade the enchant sword, because the more the enchant sword is upgraded, you get a bigger speed boost. It could actually be argued that I should probably maybe get a red sword, eat the flicker, or eat the enchant sword that's on the field, because now that I don't need it anymore, and then get a red sword so that I can get damage. I don't know. There's so many things to think about.